This is going to be the beef jerky that we made the marinade for from scratch. Homemade, sweet, and tangy marinade for this beautiful top round thin cut steak that we did that's going to make wonderful beef jerky. And I'm super excited to smoke it. I personally have never ever smoked beef jerky, and you and I are going to learn together how to smoke beef jerky on the smoker. Let me tell you a little bit about our Masterbuilt Pro Series smoker. This smoker I got at a yard sale for about $10. $10, you guys. And I've had really good luck so far with it. So far I've smoked the pork butt in it and some pork ribs in it. And I've been pretty happy with the unit itself. A couple small deficiencies to it. See this little ring around the edge? I had to add like a felt ring around the edge to really seal in the smoke to this thing, because when you closed it up, it had some gaps up along the top edges and corners, because the one latch, it would be tight right there, but around the corners, you know, it wasn't tight. So I had to seal it up just a little bit. I mean, this stuff here was just a couple dollars. And then I went and got this, it's a Dutch oven holder. It's actually to hold the lid of a Dutch oven after you've taken it off the fire. And what this thing came with was a weird little smoke chip bowl that had slots in it. And it just didn't work very good. It didn't work very good at all. It would just light your chips up, and basically you just have a fire in the bottom of your smoker. This yard sale find did not come with that smoke chip bowl, so I had to kind of modify my smoke chip pan. So I got that little holder, and then I went to the Goodwill and got me a 12-inch cast iron pan that fits in here just perfect. And I just popped the handle off of that cast iron pan, and you see, I mean, that thing works perfect, just a couple inches off the flame, and it really does create a really nice smoke. All these little holders right here for these wires, you know, for these wire racks, there's a lot of holes in this thing to be able to adjust these up and down for different kinds of, you know, if you're going to hang something, or, you know, if you want to do a lot of little things of ribs, you know, so there's quite a bit of flexibility to be able to move these around. And all I did, by, you know, because I had to raise that up just a little bit for my new smoke chip pan, is I just raised up my water pan just a little bit, because there's holes here, and holes here. So I was able to raise up the water pan, you know, enough to be able to, you know, kind of keep it out of the way, the smoke chip pan, and being able to kind of like put a pile of chips in there. All right, so we're just going to go at this thing. Basically, I'm going to get my smoke chip pan loaded up with my hickory smoke chips. We're just going to do this bold, smoky Kingsford wood chips. It's not a fine wood chip. It's a, you know, it's semi-coarse, in my opinion. Now, so that's a pretty nice wood chip. And we're just going to pile this whole bag on here. You want to make sure this thing is piled up as much as you can, because these edges aren't going to get as hot, and guaranteed you're gonna lose smoke, or these chips are not all going to catch on fire and turn into charcoal, because around the edges of this pan it's not going to get quite as hot, and you're going to end up wasting chips. So I like to pile them up and mound them up a little bit, you know, so that you can really get a good smoke. All right. So let's give this a little bit of time to warm up, get those chips heated up, and get this thing started smoking. And then we'll go And then we'll go get our beef jerky and we will get this process going. I'm super excited about this, you guys. Here we go, smoking beef jerky, phase 1. As we're getting the smoker warmed up and ready to go, you know, there's a couple little things that you need to worry about. You have the little vents down here on the side. I'm going to have those opened all the way up for maximum airflow. And then also, we're also going to close down the little flaps here in the back to really hold that heat in, so that we can get this thing warmed up to temperature. And then as soon as it starts smoking, you know, we'll close those flaps down a little bit to kind of control the airflow some, and then we'll open this up to give us, to really push out that smoke and give it a place to go, and also control the temperature. You know, because by keeping that closed, the temperature is going to raise a lot faster because heat rises, of course. And then by opening that up, it's going to, you know, you're going to be able to maintain that lower temperature. So that's what we're doing right now, and that's the plan. You know, this is going to be the first of 3 pounds of beef jerky that we're going to do in our lovely handmade beef jerky marinade. This is going to be really good, you guys, and I'm super stoked. The only thing we're going to add to this is I'm going to douse it with some coarse ground pepper. So we're going to make a pepper jerky this time. On its lowest temperature, on this thing's lowest temperature, it's about 200 degrees, you know, that you can maintain on this thing, you know, at its lowest propane temperature without the smoke chips in there. So I'm hoping to honestly be right around that temperature for this. Alright, you guys, this thing has started to smoke, and let's get this meat on the smoker. I've already got one rack done, and we'll start working on this next rack. Next batch that I do, I'm going to add a little chili pepper flake. Probably do half chili pepper flake and half cayenne pepper flake, so that I can make some different spicinesses of this same recipe. Yum, yum, you guys. Fucking A. I put a drip pan in there, you know, to catch a lot of the juices so this doesn't get down into the wood chips. And voila, we're ready to go. We're going to go ahead and open up our vents back here to get, you know, full airflow. We still have our side vents on for full airflow, and we'll get this baby back up to temperature and smoking again now that I've had the door open. But those wood chips are ready to go, and we're almost ready. So this is going to be about a 3-hour smoke, or a 3-hour cook, with about an hour and a half to 2 smoke. Each pan in this thing is about 2 hours of smoke. So, you know, we'll do 3 hours total with the 2-hour pan, and then we'll switch out for another batch. All right, let's let this thing do its thing, and we'll come back to it in just a bit. All right, just a little check-in. You know, we're running at about 150 degrees right now, and it's rising. I don't know if you can see it. Smoke's a-smoking. And let's just take a real quick look at this thing. Oh, beautiful, 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 beautiful smoked meat. Yes. I am excited about the possibility of this meat being Mesquite smoked beef jerky. Yes, sir. That's how you do it. All right, you guys, here we go. We're about 2 hours in, and I don't know if you can see at the back of the smoker. You're not seeing the smoke come out the back flaps, and the wood chips are just about gone. So at this point, we're going to get in here, and we're going to give the I'm going to poke the wood chips a little bit, kind of spread them out, and see if we can't get just a little more smoke out of them. Make sure they're all burned up. And I'm also going to get in here and flip the beef jerky so that we can make sure we're getting that good heat on both sides. All right, let's pop this thing open, and we'll take a look at what we have. Oh, that's looking good to me. So it's going to go another hour and a half probably, which should dry it up just fine. I'm going to rotate these racks too. One's down the bottom. Oh man, they're almost ready, if not ready now. So we're going to rotate this one up to the top. And give it just a little bit more time. Maybe we'll only do about an hour more. We'll see. We just want to get it nice and dry. That's the main ticket. Well, as you guys can see, I think it's looking pretty darn good. Everything's coming out just like it should. Like I said, we're, you know, an hour and 45 minutes to 2 hours in, and pretty much the smoked chips are all the way done, and now we're just kind of finishing the drying process. We're going to give these out of there. Get a little more out of them. All right, well, almost 2 hours in, and everything's looking pretty damn good. And I just can't wait to taste the first sample of this stuff. That rack that was on the bottom, I could probably take that in, let it cool right now, and it will be done. but we'll go ahead and let it finish. Move it up to the top. It shouldn't get cooked as much, and we'll come back in another hour or so and pull it. All right, you guys. Well, there she is. That's a whole plate of beef jerky right there. 3 hours at the 175 degrees, to 150, because it bounced around a little bit between those two temperatures. Might have been a little too long. I would maybe suggest, rather than almost 3 hours, I would suggest probably in the 2-hour range. An hour flip, an hour finish at that temperature range. But God, I can tell you this stuff has a wonderful flavor. Charry, smoky. I know charry's not a word. But I just made it up. And it has just a really nice flavor, in my opinion. This has like a salty, spicy sweetness to it, or tanginess to it. Tangy sweetness to it. It's really good. So I like what we've done here. Only thing I can suggest is maybe just a little less time if you like it not as well done. My wife is very finicky and loves a very well done piece of beef jerky, so this is why you're seeing what you're seeing. So a little less time and it would be just fine. All right, guys, thanks for spending some time with me today, and I hope you enjoy Smoking with Tom. Thank you. Have a great day. Bye now.